Hello. I was contacted by a previous client that I'd worked with. I'm looking for ideas basically in what to talk about. And she came up with something that I haven't previously discussed, which is a very simple word, which is called movement. Movement, and it got me thinking. I was like, this is a pretty big topic. And it can go in many different directions. So I think this could be a 3-part video. So we'll see how it goes. But the first one that I see a lot in here is a fear of movement. And the fear of movement is based or stemming from, or maybe due to being injured in the past experiences, or experiencing pain. So in other words, you hurt your back and you protect it. Your muscles go into protection and you fear bending down at that particular time, because when you bend down you're going to get a dart of pain, and that's just what the cycle of pain, that's what your brain is trying to do, is trying to protect you. So the tissues, that if there was an injury there, the tissues would have healed, but you may still be in that protective zone of fear of movement. Now, I have seen fear of movement stem from people from pretty much 18 years of age up to 70 years of age, to a point that some people won't bend down and pick up a tin of beans on the bottom of the shelf. I think I told this before, I said this before, I had 2 guys in 1 week that had a fear of bending down picking up their newborn kid, because their back might snap, and they might fall or let the child fall. So having that sense and that fear of movement built into your nervous system, built into your behavior of your patterns, is something that has to be addressed first. So I noticed the New Year's resolutions and all this kind of stuff is floating around, and people want to get back to the gym, want to get back walking. First of all, things have to be recognized. You have to recognize what has to be recognized. Have you a fear of simple things, of bending down, picking up something at home? So they're what I call the big picture issues. You need to start in the morning by putting your socks on. If you can put your socks on in the morning, you're going to have a pretty good day if you're suffering from pain. If you have to think about picking up something from the floor, that has to be recognized first. There's no point going to the gym or heading out for big long walks, killing yourself and waking up the next day and you're in bits because of pain, and it's predominantly due to fear. Because again, if you're in the gym, your trainer or whoever, a class will say, let's do some squats or whatever, and it's like, I need to do this, I want to do this, and when you do a squat, you're going to go into that protective mode. So the first part of this program, or video I should say, is recognizing what needs to be recognized. In other words, have you a fear of movement in any position? And when you can recognize that, it's those little things you need to work on. And again, if it's a matter, so let me give an example. If you have a fear of picking down an item, rather than asking your loved one to do it for you, just practice doing that at home. Just practice doing the very simple things. And then when you get good at that and you can recognize it, then you may be able to go to the gym, or you may be able to go out for longer walks with your friends, or get onto the bike, or whatever you want to do. You want to be back doing the stuff that you want to be doing, and the stuff you love doing. So I think that's going to be the first part of the video. And again, it's about fear of movement, which is more common than what you think. And then the second part, I think, would be, what's it like going into the gym? You know, if you're that person going back, has been out of the gym for a long time, and what kind of, maybe a bit into the training, but it's like the mythology of it, like, is an hour too much per class? Is a half an hour plenty? So I think I'm going to stop it at that and make maybe a part 2, and I think maybe part 3 will be more into what I call the performance people. Guys playing the GAA, the hurling, and all in the context of movement. So stay tuned for part 2 and then part 3. Thanks, guys.